You want a what?
I seen Shifty's Mario Odyssey hat.
Oh yeah, Kirby's wearing it back here.
I want one. They ran out when I went to E3.
All right, we are live. Where is the link? Hangouts is going away this year?
What?
I don't know. I'll deal with that another time.
All right.
Wait, how could... Let me copy and paste this. Sorry, guys. Rocky start. I already had the tweets all pre-did. Just need to put the link. All right. Now let me pop up my chat to see where everybody at.
Oh, I guess I should look at the chat, shouldn't I? Yeah, that'd be nice.
No,
yeah, I'd say so, yeah.
That'd be nice. I just want to say, I've said it before, YouTube Premium is actually worth the $11.99.
Oh yeah, I've had YouTube Premium for like ever. I can't do ads, I'm sorry. Hello, focus on me. It's weird when you're not starting a game. Kind of feels like if I'm really live or not, but I should be live.
Yeah, we're live.
For everybody to mosey on in. All right. So much freaking tabs I have open.
I know how it feels.
It's like, geez. And then we will start. So we won't leave everybody waiting.
Let me share it.
Oh, and all your links are in the bottom.
You so nice.
Cool.
I mean, that's like etiquette. All right, so we got 7 watching. Wow, so they were watching this horrible start. Okay, so hi guys. It's Mandy. You know, Mandy. What an awkward start. Why is your mic off, Shifty? He can't hear me.
Oh, no, I can hear you. I just have like a little bit of background noise going on right now.
It's fine. Hi, Kenyatta. Hi, Focus on Me. And hello, Mystic Evie. And everybody who's lurking. Hi. It's just does not get easier. So, welcome to the podcast. Today we have 2 guests. If they could look into the camera. Shifty. We have Shifty from I Am Shifty. So introduce yourself.
Howdy, I am Shifty, like she already stated. I do a lot of Nintendo content, mostly a lot of like competitive Nintendo, so Smash Brothers, Mortal Kombat, Pokken, that kind of thing. Mario Kart, all that cool stuff. So.
All right, and then we have our new guest, Geek. Introduce yourself.
I'm Geek or Q. And I also have a YouTube channel, and Geek stands for Gaming, Entertainment, Anime, and Comedy, which I try to do videos Monday through Friday, and I'm trying to stream more, primarily Nintendo and JRPGs.
Alrighty. Okay, so we got our peeps in the house, and you guys know who I am. If not, hi, my name's Amanda. Hit that subscribe button. We really appreciate it. All right, so E3 just passed. What do you guys think of it? Like, which games are you most looking forward to, and who do you think won E3?
I think like most of us will agree that Nintendo won.
Oh, yes.
Nintendo.
Yeah.
Pretty biased over here.
Because on my end, I felt like most of E3 was kind of just meh until we got to Nintendo. Most
you might have a different opinion there.
Yeah. I know Square Enix was kind of popular. I'm guessing that's what it was, but I was not feeling Square either.
Not even for the remake?
I like the remake, but it felt like, for me, it was kind of like the same thing as Ubisoft, where I found like that one game I really liked, and then everything else was just kind of there for me.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's kind of it.
And Geek? You got to see your girl?
Tifa stole the show, and she was trending. What was it? Like within the first 15 minutes, she was like 70. I keep up with my lady. She's like 30,000 or 70K, something like that. Within the first like 15 minutes of her being announced. I did initially say that Square won because I was so emotionally drained after I seen Tifa and because I couldn't believe the game and that it was coming out. And then it was just so many RPGs because they didn't have any RPGs throughout the whole E3, even in PC. They didn't have nothing until Square came out. Then it was RPG. And they kind of felt like they were trying to get their crown back from Atlas because Atlas been, boo-booing on them. But Nintendo, it's a list. It's so many games. Like they need another direct for the direct they had at E3.
Yeah, I agree. So y'all know I like Nintendo the most. So Square Enix is a close second. I'm really feeling the Final Fantasy remake. I'm not sure if it's episodic or not. Some people are saying it's in parts. It's in parts? Or like...
Yeah, I think it is in parts because they made a big deal about Midgar being separate.
Oh, well, it is a big part of the game. Like it took me
Midgar is
a long time to get out of Midgar.
Yeah, so I think they're doing like the whole first part. I think is Midgar, and then I guess they'll do the other parts for the different sections of the game.
Alrighty. Well, hello, Jugs McGee. Welcome.
Jugs!
And your homie Jugs. You should know both of the people on the chat. Anywho, so yeah, for me, I'm looking forward to Link's Awakening, that Zelda Breath of the Wild 2 thing that like came from out of nowhere. Nobody was teasing it. Nobody was talking of a sequel or nothing. It just happened, and that's like the best surprises. Even though I love a good leak rumor, it's still like it impacted me more knowing that it just came out of thin air. So that was nice. And like I said, Final Fantasy 7 and what else? Luigi's Mansion I'm really into, so that was cool. He's on my thumbnail too, so. Hello, Kiwi, Daniel Davis, Switch Gang, and KJ Game Spell. So yeah,
hey, KJ.
Those are my lineups of faves. And Animal Crossing, even though it was what's it called?
No cloud saves?
Huh?
No cloud saves?
Oh no, that's for later.
Oh, okay. I thought this was about to say.
It was held back or forgot the word. Right?
Oh, delay.
It was delayed, yes. Oh. Even though it was delayed, I'm still excited for it. There's a lot I don't know. It kind of looks a mesh between Link's Awakening's art style and the classic Animal Crossing art style. So it looks kind of clayish, like the claymation thing that Link's Awakening has. So yeah, I'm hyped for that.
It looks like they took like the villagers and just kind of like made them taller, like they just stretched them out a little bit.
Yeah, I mean some people like it. To me, I have to get used to it. Like that big of a graphical change. Like with Link's Awakening, even then I was just like, what's wrong? But then, I grew on it. So what was I gonna say? So yeah, my wallet is done. So, support this channel, like, subscribe, it helps. So yeah, it helps. And yeah, a lot of pre-orders, which I couldn't get the Link's Awakening Dreamer Edition because it sold out.
I wanted to try to import the European version.
I would, but it's not worth it.
Yeah, I don't know. I just have because that was my first ever Game Boy game. So for me, there's a lot of nostalgia for it. So I kind of just wanted to do it anyways.
I mean, do you know anyone from Europe?
No.
Take out your cup and your fishing chips. Oh my god, I probably offended a lot of.
But I mean, I did get to kind of play a little bit of Luigi's Mansion and Link's Awakening.
Oh yeah, you live right next to the
Nintendo store. Yeah. So like I genuinely had no interest in Luigi's Mansion prior to playing it, but now that I've played it, I think it's something that's gonna be fun. I might actually get it now because I didn't really expect to have that much fun with it, but I actually ended up liking it a lot.
Hold up, it's my boy Shifty.
Wait,
You're popular in the chat.
am I now? Oh, Nintendo Davey. Oh, okay. Well, hello there, fam.
Oh, and you could import games through Play Asia from Europe?
Wait, they do Europe also?
They should change their name. Play Around the World or something.
Yeah, I just assumed that they only did like Asian territories.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
But where there's business, there's a business. Anyways, so I lost my train of thought. Jesus Christ. This
well,
is why I have to have notes.
Yeah, I was just saying that I liked Luigi's Mansion.
I need to interrupt you. I just want to say something real quick I want to say this. Who failed E3? Because we're still on E3. Ubisoft failed E3.
Well,
F.
yeah.
F. Anytime you flag all these streamers and influencers, big and small, and I was one of the small channels who got flagged right 30 minutes before the Square Enix conference. 30 minutes before, and had to go to Twitch. And I'm not that I dislike Twitch, but the base audience is YouTube. And this happened to a lot of people. It happened to OJ. What didn't it happen to Spawn Wave and Obi-Wan?
Yeah, it happened to like everybody, big, small.
Wow.
I'm like, holy moly. That's like automatic F.
And I didn't say, it's not like I said nothing bad about him. I was actually thinking about getting the Watch Dogs, the new one. I still might, because it looks a lot better than the first two. But that, like, dang, come on now, Ubisoft.
Yeah, it was a low ball. Considering all the other publishers don't do that, and it's notorious that YouTubers stream E3. I don't know why they would do that. That's kind of like, what the heck?
I won't stream them again.
It's kind of like baiting people. Like, oh, you got 30 minutes into it. Let me just like mass flag everybody.
Yeah, I actually completely forgot about that, but now that you mention it, yeah, I'd say Ubisoft also.
Yeah, so that's an automatic get the heck out of here moment. So next on the chopping block. I'm just nervous today. Okay, so the Breath of the Wild sequel. What do you guys think? And by that, I mean, like, some people are saying it's going to be dark. What's your definition of a dark Zelda game? And how dark do you think it might be? So, you Shifty first. Actually, no, Geek, you went first last
time. Well, the whole tone of it looks darker because the lighting is darker if we want to go that route. So, we want to take it that way. I thought it was really great. Breath of the Wild 2 Breath of the Wild has become my favorite Zelda. And that's hard for me to say because I was in love with Ocarina of Time. I was in love with Ocarina of Time, but just the sheer volume of what you can do in Breath of the Wild. And if they expand on that, and I've talked to both of y'all before about this separately, is that if we can play with Zelda, that's what I really would love to see. Is it doesn't even have to be a lot. Like, just stop having these princesses. This is not 1953. This is 2019. Let's stop having to rescue princesses, or they just have such a limited role. Like Zelda, especially in this last one, and in Skyward Sword 2, she was a very big character, a prominent character. Can we at least get maybe 5 to 6 hours gameplay where we're able to control her and use magic and do something? But it looks like we can from the trailer, and it's just so many questions. It's just so much. I don't know how many hours. I got like over 200 hours on Breath of the Wild. So I'm scared and I'm excited.
I think this game is going to be scaled back a little in sense of open world stuff because I think it's going to focus more on a story, and Ganondorf is back. So he literally won't die. He's like Seymour in Final Fantasy X. Like, just like when you see his body and then the whole creepy music vibe with the heartbeat, it's just like, what the heck is going on here in the basement? Like, holy moly. So I'm excited. Like, I did my theories and stuff, and I plan on doing more theories on it because that hand, where is it coming from? Like, where's the body to that hand? And why is it like, keeping him down there? I don't know. Some people are saying like Ganondorf is a good guy or something, and we're gonna rescue him, which would be a twist, but probably not the direction I want to go with. But it would certainly be a twist in events. Like, oh, you gotta say Ganondorf after you always, go off and beat him and stuff. So,
I doubt it. The way he looked at us in that trailer, I don't think so.
He gave you the eyes.
Those aren't friendly eyes.
Yeah, so what do you think, Shifty?
I mean, I'm excited for it. I'm thinking I think the reason why a lot of people want it to be super dark is because it's kind of similar to the Majora's Mask situation, where they're clearly kind of like making a sequel, reusing, certain assets and whatnot.
Use all the assets you want. I don't care.
I mean, they spent like how long? Like 6 years on this game. Like I say go for it.
Milk it like there's no tomorrow.
Right. But I don't know. I feel like it's gonna be bigger than what I think it'll be a bigger difference than what Majora was to Ocarina, but I don't know how much of a difference. I don't know. I think it will be mostly the same world, but just with a lot of changes to it. That kind of thing. But
you're saying like Spirit Tracks, like Zelda played a role, like
yeah. Like I think Zelda will play a bigger role, and I think the story would take more of a front seat this time around.
I would love for Zelda to play a role. I mean, to be playable, but I don't really think she's going there. So that's a drastic change between like the Zelda community and what we like Zelda for. Honestly, I want Link to talk and all that stuff, but I know a lot of people are not too hot on that. So
people like to stay with their traditions and
maybe
all that.
Play a role as in like on the side, not really playable, but it's a step up into like not stuck in a castle, and then we get to see her like the last 5 minutes of the game.
Right. I mean, they could maybe do like because I don't know if you've been playing Cadence of Hyrule like I have been, but you can just choose between the two.
I have to wake up Link though.
Yeah.
His lazy butt.
Like it could be something like that where they maybe play slightly different, but they're mostly the same, and they just pick between the two.
Maybe it could be like a not a character creation, but more like choose their gender or something, and then they play. I don't know. It could be like 2 stories, and they could like come in like another, like kind of a Fire Emblem Fates kind of thing. Or
I was thinking like I don't know if you guys play Spider-Man for PlayStation 4, and it's a part in the game where Mary Jane has her own little parts. That's kind of like I was thinking that she could do. Just it doesn't have to be a complete overhaul of the game. She's just viable. she's just doing something else. Besides Link. Well, that's my Navi voice, but.
To be fair, she was mostly like silent in Breath of the Wild because she was in the castle and all.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hope she plays some kind of role and she kind of has some freedom. She's out of that castle, girl, adventure. You're not a princess anymore. Well, kind of, but in a broken kingdom. So go ahead.
It's a princess with no people, practically.
Well, she can get people easily. So
yeah. I do think there'll be like a whole gameplay mechanic involving hands for some reason, because the Link having that one scene with the magic coming to his hand. Like, there's got to be something. Maybe he makes a giant hand come out. I don't know. Maybe he can imprison people.
Maybe it's magic. That would be cool. We haven't seen Link use magic since like way back with like fairy potions and stuff. But
maybe with that weird hand position, he learns magic.
Yeah, but I still think like Zelda had short hair, so it shouldn't be like that long between the events of Breath of the Wild and this one. I mean, I don't know if her hair grew back and she cut it again. I don't know, but it seems like they're right next to each other, so I don't think like there's new villages or anything like that.
No, yeah, they don't look older or anything. They look like the same. Just Zelda got a haircut.
Yeah, and by darker, A lot of people say Majora's Mask was dark, but I think that's because we all played it when we were young, or if you did. It's still a very dark game for Zelda standards or Nintendo, but the darkness came into like more of the reality of situations. Like everyone's gonna die. That moon does look freaky, but that's he's gonna run into like everybody. Boom, and all the side quests are sad. So to me, in the past, most of the freakiness came from the moon and the Happy Mask Salesman, like scary stuff. But now, when I went back and played it, it was kind of like sad more than like gore or
Scary.
anything like that, or scary. It's more like sad. And I'm wondering if this like game is gonna have that, because some people are saying it's more darker than Majora's Mask, which Majora's Mask is pretty depressing. And like, what's gonna happen? Is somebody gonna die? Is like
Maybe
what's
somebody
going on?
kills Ganon. Maybe somebody else did something to Ganon. They're trying to some ancient people under the castle, or trying to resurrect or resurrect him or something, or wonder why he always gets resurrected. I don't know. I mean, it's something. We don't know. It's such. They just drop a trailer on us, but it's so little that we don't know, which is the bad part.
Yeah, I wanted more. Like, there's enough hand symbolisms. I want to see what happens.
There's like 8 scenes in that whole trailer, all close-ups of hands.
Yeah, but I guess that's a thing going in. There's like a hand. I don't know where it's coming from, but who knows? So this apparently is going to be a dark take from what like developers said and what people are saying. I'm like, okay, I'm good for that. We got our nice fun in Breath of the Wild. Now let's do some story stuff. Let's see what happened. Let's not, waste 4 hours looking for Korok seeds.
Oh my god, I actually collected all of them.
Yeah.
And you get like a golden piece of poo.
I wanted that poo.
I don't know how you did that, but I love Zelda, but even like that's
it. I show my love for Zelda by doing everything in every game. Yeah, and I want you to know it took like 2 hours just to find that one last seed.
I understand.
How did you find like each seed? Like if you were to Google it, like what would you call it? Or where do you find the 369th seed?
Well, see, that's where it gets kind of difficult, because I think there's like a interactive map that you can use to kind of like take things off if you already have it. So you could just zoom into your Breath of the Wild map and it will show if you have a Korok seed there or not. So I had to like one by one just like take them off the interactive map and look and see if I had each one.
Oh my gosh. Well.
Yeah. Took forever.
I'm a Zelda fan, but I won't do that.
Fair enough.
So you guys, where was I going? Oh my god, I'm so nervous. I'm sorry. So what are your overall thoughts on the sequel?
I'm excited for it. I think maybe, I don't know, maybe other people feel this way, but I feel like I'm more excited for the fact that it's Zelda and I know the scope it's going to be in, but I don't know enough to be excited for specific things. But I am just in general super excited because it's Breath of the Wild, a game I loved already, and more of it.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for that, but I don't know what that more of is going to be. So.
And Geek?
I have to agree with Shifty. It's good. I like Breath of the Wild is my favorite, and I'm glad to see it have a sequel. I was really surprised when I went into E3. I was like, I'm really not excited about anything because it's kind of like we've seen everything, but I didn't expect not only Final Fantasy, but I didn't expect a Breath of the Wild 2. And I love when something, the shock value, when something just hits you all of a sudden. And those two things in particular were the ones that, hit hard and hit everybody hard.
Yeah, I didn't even know how to react. I was kind of like speechless. Some people cried. Some people were like over dramatic. I was just like, which doesn't make for a good reaction video, but that's how I react to things. I get like shocked.
I don't even remember what my reaction was. I might have been just frozen. I genuinely don't remember.
So yeah, that was exciting, and I am looking forward to the development. I don't know when it's coming out or how long it's gonna take. Hopefully, it's a late 2020 or 2021. Damn, I'm old. So,
Stop it.
like reading off all these years, I'm like,
you guys are talking about when you were kids playing Majora's Mask, and I'm like, I remember being a tween playing Majora's Mask and Ocarina of Time. Like I had a summer job and bought it, so that's what I'm like. Guys.
Okay, that statement may not have applied to you, but
I know.
So Shifty said same thing when I was speechless with Banjo.
Oh,
I was speechless, but for the opposite reason. And he said, like your reaction, Animal Crossing, when you saw it was like delayed. You were like, what? Yeah, I was so happy in the end when I read 2020. I was like, what? What? But yeah, I wasn't really happy about Banjo.
Yeah,
I'm like Doug Hunt, just sitting there, taking up a space, or my DLC money. I don't know.
Well, I was, as I told both of y'all before, a week before E3, I didn't mind Banjo. He's no Mario, but back in 98 when he came out in 1998, he was during their Game of the Year candidate because people love that Mario 64 formula, and Rare basically did what Rare did at the time. You know, they made hits. They don't make anything anymore. But what they did at the time is they just took Mario, added him with a friend, and did the same concept, and people loved it. Did it hit a million seller real quick? I think it hit a million seller really fast too, because it was just Mario with a bear and a bird. I'm excited. Like Banjo has always been on my I don't have it. I should have been smart and had my Smash list, because I have a Smash list that I created on Photoshop like 10 years ago. I had 100 character roster, and Banjo Kazooie was on there, and they should have been on there. Well, Nintendo should have never really got rid of Rare in the first place and let them go. I would like to see Conquer too, but that's asking for a whole bunch, especially since Gino is never going to make.
Yeah, it's like all these characters that are more worthy of the spot gets put like for a bear and a bird who pretty much were like at the right place at the right time, and then that's it. They didn't make any other games that are impactful. They didn't make a really impactful thing to the industry. They just copied Mario 64 and just did it at the right place at the right time, and like they get a spot. Like, no, I'd rather see like more iconic characters, like even Tifa. She'll be nice.
But the Piranha Plant got in.
Huh?
Yeah.
But the Piranha Plant got in. I mean, honestly, Banjo or Piranha Plant?
But they're like, okay, Piranha Plant is more Nintendo's thing, so I would kind of bypass it. But Banjo was like, let it die already. Or if you guys really like Banjo, make another game of it. That's not, BS.
Microsoft, they're not good doing that anymore. They're not good. Like, this is going to resurrect Banjo's career. Watch. Banjo's going to have another game, probably 2020. It's going to resurrect his career for the new generation of platforming people.
Yeah, probably, but it had like enough time to like make a comeback and then some. But it's just been like freaking hibernating.
That's
and then, it's a Smash because, y'all wanted it. And I'm like, this thing is going to sit there like Duck Hunt where it's just like useless. And people are just for the novelty, like, oh, he's in there. That's it.
I mean, for me, I think Banjo has more weight behind him than, say, Gino. Like, that's...
No, Gino is...
Because Gino's a side character in one game in the 90s, while Banjo had two games, and they were the main characters of both of those games.
Yeah, but they weren't really Nintendo based product. I don't know. I just hate him right now on the bear and the bird.
I hate to agree with Shifty on that one, because every time I've talked about Smash, I always talk about Gino. I hate to agree with you on that one, but Gino is he's just a cult. He's just a cult phenomenon. Like Gino is Mario RPG, and then he could be Rosalina's little friend. Like that's what he talks about in the game is like the master or the Star Lord. That's probably Rosalina. They can work. Let's buy it from Square, please. Buy it from Square Enix, so we can have Gino in. He fits like hand in glove, like peanut butter and jelly. Please, Nintendo. Please.
Yeah, but we got a bear and a bird, so
Please.
Yeah. All right, so ending off the chat, Fecal Matter was like, "Don't kill Banjo." Well, to that, it's hunting time. Like, let's go.
Ooh.
I'm just playing.
We need
And
bird tonight.
Kiwi said, "Well, he is a bear. Of course, he hibernates."
True.
And Kenyatta said, "Banjo needs to go put out some forest fire, not being." Yeah, he got jokes. Okay. So yeah, nobody likes Banjo, and I'm just playing. A lot of people like Banjo. The hype around him was so. I'm like, yo, don't have Waluigi, but you're willing to put a freaking bird and a bear. I don't like bringing the Waluigi topic.
I'd still rather have Banjo than Waluigi.
Yeah, that's why I was like, I can't.
I want the Nintendo core characters first, not like put aside.
Yeah, but Waluigi, I don't even think he's a core character.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got the Dragon Quest guy, which makes sense.
Dragon Quest is,
he has like 4 other.
It's costumes. It's the third best selling like JRPG of all time. Like it deserves to be there.
It has a lot of hype in Japan. Like so much hype. We sometimes don't get the games that they get, or they get it way earlier because they're doing that Atlas thing. But I ain't salty or anything. I
am. I want Persona 5 on the Switch.
But I want Persona 5 on the freaking PlayStation early, like Japan. But we have to wait a year. Hopefully it's not subbed. Like it's ridiculous, but that's a different topic. So while we're on the point of ranting, Animal Crossing just announced that you can't have cloud saves because of time traveling, and that's a load of BS because that ain't got nothing to do with anything. Even if it did, it's like let people play the game like they want to. If they want to ruin it in time travel, let it be. But I don't like how they made that like excuse. And they always have an excuse. Like Splatoon 2 was cheating, and now it's like, oh, you can't time travel. I'm like, you didn't care about that in the DS one. It didn't make nothing to stop it in the DS. They could fundamentally like change the game where you can't time travel without save cloud. I don't know. I just feel like it wasn't about time travel.
I honestly don't know what the reason is because their decision to not have cloud saves in Animal Crossing makes no sense because it doesn't stop you from doing it anyways.
Exactly. Like you could do it if you want.
Yeah, like because Animal Crossing. Yeah, and Animal Crossing is tied to the console's time, so all you would have to do is just go to your system settings, change the time, and there you go, you time traveled.
Well, probably they'll change it a little, but it still has nothing to do with cloud saves. What if you lose that Switch? What if you want to get a Pro down the line? You don't want to lose your whole freaking town.
Say goodbye to that island. Say goodbye to all those villagers you got cool with.
And like, hopefully it has like multiple accounts where you can have like 2 islands.
Well,
like
they said that if you have multiple accounts on your Switch, it will share the same island.
That's how. Wait, what?
Yeah.
Isn't that bad? Because people, they want to start a new island without erasing their old one.
Yeah, well,
that's why people buy multiple copies of New Leaf, so they won't have to erase their. It's bad.
Yeah, no, it's like if you have a second profile on your Switch, it'll be on the same island. So I guess you just kind of live on the same island as the other person who's playing too.
Oh yeah, that's kind of how they did it in New Leaf. It's really weird.
Yeah, I guess they're continuing that.
A new island or something.
I think you would have to put it into a whole new Switch for that.
You can't, transfer your save.
Exactly. So you're gonna get a new island whether you like it or not.
Geek, what do you have to say?
My theory, why Nintendo is blotching all their online is because they're trying to do everything on one platform, or if the family of platforms, as they said. And I still feel that they're trying to do a simul release, or at least have the app with the game, so then we can go out with either like a QRC code or something out the world and like scan something and then bring it back home, because they even talked about that a little now with the Pokemon, mixing Pokemon Go with Pokemon Sword and Shield. And I said that a long time ago too, and I feel that they're holding certain aspects of things back, which is dumb, to try to implement this whole thing with Animal Crossing. So is the app still going? I don't remember. Are they still doing something with the app?
Mm-hmm.
They still have events from time to time.
And that one goes day by day. You can't time travel. It doesn't, mess with your save cloud. Like, I could delete the app and then install it again, and my stuff will be there.
See, yeah, that's what I think they're trying to have it hooked through the Nintendo account like that. So because if you remember, they were talking about making a whole thing within one. That's at least my theory. I feel that they're trying to, whenever we go out, they want to enhance, like even with the Pokemon Sleep, enhance our game, which isn't bad, but the way that they're doing it, it seems so clumsy. It's like, so you won't give us this and we can't change that, but you're just giving us extra features that aren't going to be ready yet, so you might as well not even release it. But I don't really know why Nintendo does what they do sometimes.
Well, Kiwi said Japanese game developer philosophy is very different from Western. I'll have to find the article, but Japanese devs tend to say we make our games a certain way, which is true, but also they have room for leeway, because at the end of the day, it's about the money. And in that way, or the highway, Western devs are a bit more flexible. But I don't see how cloud saves are kind of like...
Yeah, I mean, I guess
time travel in the DS ones and the other ones. So if it was that big of a deal, they would tackle that instead of just like slash your chances of, like I said, starting where you left off. Like if I delete the app, I started where I left off if I reinstall it.
Right.
Like it's not like, I don't know. I just think, why are we paying $20 anyways?
Oh, the online service is just booty.
Yeah,
it is. But it's $20, so you get what you pay for.
I guess I can see what he's saying about like the Japanese devs being a certain way, because if you look at like PlayStation and Microsoft's the only one that offers cloud saves for free without a membership, and they're the only Western like console company or whatever you want to go by.
Yeah, and it's sad, really, when Nintendo wasn't really that rusty on the online scene at the get-go. So why are you rusty now?
The Wii U had better online features.
Exactly. The 3DS had things that we wouldn't think had online features. The 3DS did it.
I genuinely didn't understand that. Like the Wii U had a whole social network. It had friends messaging. It had regular invites without friend codes.
It's like they took a step back this generation with that. I'm like,
yeah, and then they charged us for stepping back.
And see, that's why I keep saying that they're trying to incorporate, they're forcing this app and this service down our throat. They want to put all this stuff. Well, will you use the Nintendo and our online, then you can get the cloud saves later on in the future. Then it's going to hook to the app on the phone, and then you'll be able to play it with here, there, and transfer this data to your home to when you're in the public. That's what it seems like to me.
If they wanted that, then have it working by the time we pay $20. Don't be like, oh, okay, you pay $20 and we'll improve as we go, because that's how
we'll think about it.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, you can't message friends, you can't voice chat, you can't do a lot of stuff, and if you do voice chat, it has to be with that backwards app, and they're so dependent on the phone for features that the Switch could do because it's portable. You would think they'll put emphasis on being like a phone.
No Netflix still. I mean, that's not the biggest deal, but no Netflix, no VRV, no Crunchyroll.
They made a game alongside Netflix, and we still don't have Netflix.
Nope.
We don't have themes or colors we could change the background. Like they can't even put like red, blue, green, purple, pink. It's just like black or white.
we have the same themes Twitter has: night mode and day mode.
Exactly. It's like, dude, you have all these cute themes for the 3DS. Like, I don't understand. I love Nintendo. This is a Nintendo channel, so obviously I like their stuff. But some decisions are like,
just
God, it's so hard to talk about you when you do stuff like that. Because it's like, I mean, at the end of the day, I still love Nintendo, but things need to change, and some Nintendo fans need to like wake up and tell them, hey, what about this? Like they did with Super Mario Maker. Now they're adding friends. That would have been there if we just was like, okay, that's fine. Give us what you have. No, we don't have to be complacent all the time.
Right.
And you can still like Nintendo. I do that all the time. Like I complain about Nintendo, but I still love them. But some things are just not. It's not it, chief. So yeah, that's just my thing. Nintendo fans need to wake up sometimes and stop,
being complacent.
Exactly. Like so.
Right.
Yeah. Like I know you got your fans. I'm a fan, but some things are just doesn't work good. You gotta call it out, but yeah. There'll always be that certain amount of fans who just, okay, we'll take it.
Like you need like a healthy like middle ground, because you have some people who just love everything Nintendo does, and then you have people who just criticize everything Nintendo does.
Yeah, the middle ground is hard, and I feel like a lot of Nintendo fans tend to go to the we love everything, which is fine, but they fail to like comment on the bad stuff, or if they do, it's kind of like putting a band-aid on it, not really like
not really addressing the problem, I guess.
And like when people do make a change and something does happen, they're like, oh, okay, I knew they were going to do that the whole time. I'm like, BS, you did not know. You were just ready to take whatever they got, but that's like a different topic on Nintendo.
I would have to say I'm in the middle. I didn't buy a Wii U. That was the only Nintendo system. Well, I'm not going to count the handheld systems, but home system or hybrid system that I didn't buy because I was working retail at the time. And I remember when it came out, I was like, or when I heard about it, I was like, I don't care. It just looks like a Wii, and it has nothing that I need. It didn't get anything that I wanted until the back end of the Wii U lifespan. And then even now, it's just it's over here collecting dust because they ported almost every good game over to the Switch, and it's better on there. I just skipped it. I was given a Wii U, so I have it because somebody gave it to me, but I didn't. That was the only system I didn't go out and buy because it's like I don't want to give you my money because you're not doing what I want. I mean, that's the only thing we can do.
Yeah, but a lot of people, like especially on social media, if you say something, like if you're a Nintendo fan and you say something not Nintendo fanish, like it's like hey, look, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I've said some stuff where I disagree, and I've gotten some comments like, oh, it is what it is, oh, I'm not surprised. Like, what do you mean you're not surprised? If you're not surprised, why don't you say something?
Right, like I did get a good amount of responses to my tweet that I felt that Banjo was not iconic.
Oh yeah, that
I tweeted. I replied to that tweet.
Like I wasn't even saying like I wasn't even saying that he was bad. I like Banjo. I was just saying like if I think of iconic characters, Banjo does not come to mind.
Thank you. I mean, at least I'm not alone on that. I'm hating on Banjo all the time, but
like I like his games. And going back to what Geek was saying, in terms of the Wii U, I liked the Wii U to an extent. I liked it more than the Wii, but it did over time end up becoming like my Smash Brothers machine.
The Wii U was like, I love the Wii. And I remember I got it for Christmas. And I was so excited because it was one of the first ones that came out. And my mom somehow got it. And she like wrapped it in a box within a box. I went, no. And I was like, oh, man. But then when we were playing it, the strap broke and it went through the TV.
Oh, wow.
No.
For a new TV, like we made a report like, oh, it snapped. We didn't break it on purpose. And like we got a new TV, but it was pretty iconic.
Wow.
We just went right, shoom.
Damn.
I'm like, holy.
Well, I've definitely never seen that happen. I mean, I don't think there's a system from Nintendo that I flat out hated. I just I didn't really get that into the Wii because I just hated the constant need of like the motion controls and whatnot. Yeah.
That's why Skyward Sword. That's the only. I love the story and everything of Skyward Sword, but that's why I didn't finish it. Is because the motion.
I would agree. Some parts maybe you shouldn't have to waggle, but it got you moving, so you don't get like blood clots or anything. It got you blood. Like, had the most weirdest controllers, but like the nunchuck and the thing, but it just worked. And
see, I don't
miss it.
I don't mind like motion controls as an option. Like the Wii U had it as an option for most of its games, but keyword on most because that's why I didn't finish Star Fox Zero, and that's why I didn't really get into certain games.
I was like gyro.
Yeah, like anything like that. I like if it's an option, I don't mind it. Like I'm cool with it. But if it's the only way to play it, then I'm pretty much not gonna get into it for the most part.
So Jug says, why not the gym for the blood clots? Well, that's a different.
Good call, Jugs.
Retro Boy, anybody? Yeah, they were pretty inventive, like, at a time. Like, they did VR before VR was even VR. So, play the game on Dolphin. I don't emulate. That is the one thing I do not do. I respect the game enough not to emulate it, unless it's, like, cannot be found or it's really old.
See, I just want a new, like if they gave me a new F-Zero, I wouldn't even think of that as an option at all. Like I finally got a new No More Heroes, and like other than Zelda, that was probably my most, like that game actually got me really hyped and excited, like vocally, I guess. So I was really hyped for that. So for like that game, people would just say like, oh, you want No More Heroes? Why don't you just run it on Dolphin? Because they're Wii games and you could just play them on there. But now I have a new one coming out.
Tempted sometimes.
I haven't played any of them, and I need to. I hope they bring like a trilogy or something for the Switch before 3 comes out, so then I can catch up. Because I don't even want to wiki it or anything. I just kind of want to play them before the new one comes out. So that would be really nice, especially with like before Christmas. That'd be nice.
Yeah, no More Heroes is kind of like a parody on hack and slash video games. So they like the characters constantly making fun of like the video game industry and like other video games and whatnot. He references Deadpool saying like, "Oh, we did it first." It's like a very like comedic game that doesn't take itself too seriously.
I don't like that kind of humor because it takes away from the game atmosphere. Like being constantly told it's just a game. I want to take you seriously.
I mean, it like. In my opinion, I mean, you might not be into the game, but in my opinion, I think it does a pretty good job at balancing the two things.
That's why I'm not really into Deadpool, because of the whole fourth wall breaking. I'm like, okay, job. That's it. It's cute once, twice, 3 times, maybe.
He said no. Just once. He's good.
So yeah. So the moral of the story: don't be afraid to call out Nintendo. Nintendo fans are very hesitant, but it's okay. But if you really don't have a problem with something, then don't be afraid to just say nothing or say, I don't really have a problem with no cloud save. My Switch goes into a river. I'm like, bye town or island.
I mean, the island.
Oh, you have, but when you go buy that new one, you're like, oh, Animal Crossing. Oh, man. I can't get a new island or my old island. So if you're cool with that, no. It's just weird because the Switch is portable and it's prone to missing, theft, going down a river. So
Becoming an
I
actual island for your villagers.
not like a home console where it just sits there. Well, some people have it like that, but it's an on-the-go thing, especially Animal Crossing. I don't know. Like I said, Nintendo could be weird sometimes, and they give like such weird explanations. Just tell us you can't do a cloud save for the game. That's if you technically can't, then that's fine. But don't make excuses. But, that's PR and stuff. So
Yeah, that it kind of reminds me of the whole controversy right now surrounding Pokemon.
the
whole hashtag bring back the national decks.
Oh yeah, that's another like. How do we go back? Yes, Sun and Moon national deck, Black and White national deck, every other game national decks. Okay, the new bigger, better Switch version that's supposed to blow everybody away. No national deck.
You know what I heard, and I could be totally wrong, but what I heard is that one of the reasons why they have problems with like doing that is because Game Freak won't make one model for Pokemon and then just like change it when they need it in certain ways. They make different models for each situation, so they'll have like a model for like say Score Bunny normal, and then they'll have a model for him when he's shiny, and then they'll have a model for when he's Dynamax.
You don't have to Dynamax all the Pokemon, but it's like
3 models for every single Pokemon for no reason. Like they don't need to do that.
Plug this hole into having 800 Pokemon. Now you're gonna have to come through when Gen 8 comes out, especially because the DS ones had all the Pokemon.
Yeah,
it's like what?
I think they're just not good at or just bad at like kind of organizing memory, if that makes sense. Because having 3 models for each Pokemon, if that's the case, means that if you had all, I guess it's like 800 something Pokemon now. If there was like 800 or so Pokemon, that's like what, over 2,400 models for the same 800 Pokemon.
Yeah, but get to work.
I'm saying they don't need to do all that work. They're putting that work for no reason.
They wanted to make a Pokemon game on the next gen console. Do that. Then if you don't have enough time, delay it like Animal Crossing. I know it's not as easy as Pokemon, but
right. I mean, I'd be okay if they just took more time making a Pokemon game that's better.
And the thing is, they'll eventually kind of sprinkle in every Pokemon, but I'm tired of just eventually getting stuff when I bought my stuff.
Right.
That's kind of like, Nintendo, I love you, but I hate you. Something said, Ultra Sun and Moon didn't have a national dex. Did it? I'm pretty sure it did.
No, it didn't have a national dex, but it still let you transfer all the Pokemon over. So they wouldn't be like categorized, but they would still be in the game.
Okay. It just, there wasn't a Pokédex for it.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's like foreshadowing what's to come.
Yeah, like they were slowly phasing it out over time, I guess.
I mean, I was opposed to all 800 types of Pokemon. They could have just taken old Pokemon, done stuff, or whatever. But since we have 800 different types of Pokemon, there's no like, you dug your own hole on that one.
And not to mention, they also have like Pokemon with different forms and whatnot. Like I think someone in the chat mentioned Rotom, who has like 5 different forms that looks like a refrigerator and like different things.
Yeah, nobody needs like appliances. Like what? You need to say one Rotom, that's it. Not like a refrigerator, a microwave, an iPad, a freaking computer.
They ran out of ideas.
I think it was our Pokédex or Ultra Sun. Oh, we got a super chat. Pokemon needs to be outscored. Game Freak just isn't the right fit. Pokemon makes too much of these things happen, in my opinion. So he's pretty disappointed. Thank you for the $5 donation. Really appreciate it, Jordan Dropout. Thank you. Helps with the channel and all these freaking games coming up. So it's cool. So yeah, sometimes they might need to ask for like help, outsource their stuff.
Like
Yeah.
their online, they really need to outsource their online, and all of this will be taken care of.
Oh yeah, we haven't touched online. We're just talking about the actual Pokemon in the game. It's already like
I'm talking about Nintendo in general. I'm just talking about them in general.
yeah, they need like Microsoft to like swoop in and tell them how to run an online function.
Yeah.
The Xbox is a lot of things, but they do have a solid online that connects to your computer, your phone, your freaking Google, Alexa, like
Microsoft has
Alexa and play Skyrim.
yeah.
A pretty good footing on what online should be, and they're Western, so
Yeah. I think out of the big three, they have the best online service. So they could definitely, I mean, they're already being buddy, and Nintendo has the worst of the online services, so they could definitely just like talk to each other.
yeah, I have like Game Pass right on my computer. I don't need an Xbox.
Yeah,
Not that I want that for the Switch, but certain aspects are like take notes.
Yeah, like there are some things Microsoft knows what they're doing with. Yeah, maybe games is not one of them, but they know how to do other things very well.
So combine their forces and make, a solid thing. So now we're just going to move to the Q&A, but is there another topic you guys want to talk about?
Well, I did want to say that Game Freak just needs to better utilize the time they have. They had 2 years of Pokemon Sword and Shield, and for some reason they decided to make 3 models per Pokemon when they could just make 1 and then change it for different scenes. Like, I don't know if you knew this, but Lily in not Sword and Shield, Sun and Moon, they didn't make 1 model and they just put her in the different routes. Every single route that she's in is a completely new model.
Why would they do that?
Exactly. That's so unnecessary. It doesn't add to the game in any way. They just made 1 million models of Lily for no reason. And that takes up memory and time. So it makes no sense. I think they need to better utilize the time they have.
Yeah. So when we were like looking at Sword and Shield, I remember their office had like 2 Pokemon plushies. And I'm like, wouldn't their office be filled with like at least Pokemon decor? It's just like a white room with 2 plushies. I'm like, my bedroom has more Pokemon merch than that. That's just like a side note. And you, Geek? Any topic you wanna?
I was looking at what I was going to say. I just want to throw out some of the. I'm gonna go back to E3 because I was looking at some of the games that were sleeper hits or things I did not expect that came out that I must have. First, I'm gonna say, like I mentioned in the beginning, I didn't think it was gonna be any RPGs, and it ended up being a whole bunch of RPGs. And y'all know I love RPG and JRPGs. Astro Chains. Astro Chains looks amazing. That's a day 1 pickup for me. I love games like that. I love Future, and it kind of reminds me like a darker Digimon with some kind of action mechanics, and I really am into that. What is it? I almost said Deus Ex Machina, but is it a Deus Ex Machina? It is Deus Ex Machina. I don't know if you guys played the demo or the beta demo. That is good, and I'm gonna get that too. That one it reminds me of Zone of the Enders from PlayStation 2 back in the day, and Panzer Dragoon, which was one of those rail games from Sega Saturn way back in the day. That looks really good, and it's a change of pace, and it's great for people who haven't played the Panzer Dragoon series because, well, nobody cares about Sega anymore, and let alone the Sega Saturn. That's the Fallen system.
Yeah. It has a cool name, though, Sega Saturn, but I mean, the Sega consoles have cool names. Dreamcast, Sega Saturn, and I forgot the other one, but those names, but they kind of like...
Yeah. I guess like the biggest games that I'm kind of excited for that isn't from Nintendo would just be Doom Eternal and Ori and the Will of Wisps. But then again, Doom Eternal is on Switch, so I guess that kind of counts. So there you go. There's a loophole there.
For me, I'm excited for a lot of games like Have Mercy, Link's Awakening, but most recently like Super Mario Maker. I'm looking forward to. Secret of Mana. I've heard a lot of people say it's like good. I wanted to try the trilogy, but it's kind of pricey for an old game, so I'm just like waiting it out for that one. And trying to finish Final Fantasy X. That final boss is god damn. Like damn. I have to go back and grind a whole bunch of times because oh my god. It's anyways, I got off track. It's just a bunch of other games, Astro Chain and a lot of the games. Oh, Luigi's Mansion.
Contra. I forgot about Contra.
Well, Contra is known to be like ridiculously difficult. I might not vibe with that.
I wasn't feeling how it looked, to be honest.
Oh, Silk Song, which doesn't have a release date, but I'm looking forward to that. I love Hollow Knight, and y'all should play it because it's a good game. I don't know, jump on that. It's cheap, $15. Yeah, there's my shameless plug-in.
I kind of just realized that you and I are both looking forward to some kind of Metroidvania sequel game.
Oh yeah, and Peter said Final Fantasy VIII remastered.
Oh, yes.
Putting that on my list of Final Fantasy games.
Oh, yes.
Jesus Christ.
That's what I was excited. It's so many. Oh, and for Nino Kune, The Wrath of the White Witch, for the Switch, that had me yelling at the screen too. That's Pokemon meets Studio Ghibli for people who haven't played it. That's a great game. But it gets hard. Like
Nino Kuni 2.
It gets hard. How was that?
It was good. The story was kind of confusing at times, but it was a good game. It wasn't the best, but the graphics look nice. The art style looks beautiful. The combat was okay. The story was okay. Maybe I just didn't know the whole universe, but it was cool.
Yeah, I'm definitely getting the first one on Switch. I had it on PS3 and I just never finished it.
What?
So,
Nino Kuni?
Yeah, Nino Kuni. Like I got the first one on PS3, but I never finished it. So I'm just like, okay, so instead of digging the PS3 back out, let me just get it on Switch.
Oh, and Dragon Quest, which I need to buy again because consumerism, man. I mean, I don't need to, but I want to get that that new stuff in the game, and plus it's on the Switch. Y'all could have told me ahead of time, but it's okay. It's cool.
Yeah, I was I waited specifically because I remember back when the Switch was still called the NX. I think Dragon Quest was one of the first games they had announced for it.
Damn, they took like a hot minute to get.
Yeah. Like I think it was either the very first game announced for it or it was the second game announced for it when it literally just said, "Oh, announced for NX."
Yeah, but the game is really good, Dragon Quest 11, but I have to buy it again. So go ahead, sorry. Geek.
Oh no, I just was saying I liked the name NX. It just made me NX. I just really liked that name, but Switch is good. I just
it's alright.
Yeah, I liked it. NX it made it sound futuristic. Like, oh, you got that NX? Hey, bring that NX to my house. Hey, you on that NX? You know how PS4? You on that P4, that PS4, that Xbox? I just liked it. It made me feel special.
I mean, the Switch, I didn't like the name, but it grew on me. I think a lot of people didn't like the name. They're like, Switch?
I feel like they always have like cooler code names than the actual console names. Because remember Nintendo Revolution?
Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah, they do.
And then it became Wii.
Yeah.
I don't know. Code names are very cool. Code name NX.
Right. And then right now we got Xbox Scarlet. Watch that be called something else entirely. That's not as cool.
Xbox 2.
Hello, Abaddon. Yo! Exclamation!
Abaddon was good.
It was good.
And let me catch up with the chat. Difficulty spikes. Am I right, mate? I hate difficulty spikes. Like when a game all of a sudden gets difficult and you're just like not used to it. You're like jarring. You're like, what? That's like me in Final Fantasy X right now. But and
I've been watching you play that. That's it's been an enjoyment. It's been a journey. Let's put it that way.
It's been good. It's just towards the end it gets ridiculously hard for no reason. Like, okay, maybe I need to grind. I grinded a bunch for a few days, went back, it still got bodied. Now I'm looking for some weapons. And I'm like, why is this? Oh, okay. But, okay, so now we'll get to the Q&A. So leave us a question, and I will answer it to the best of my abilities. Or Geek or Shifty. So, yeah. This is the awkward part.
Where they throw questions at us, and we wait like a deer in headlights.
And then the first person asks a question like, yes, okay.
Let's do it. I'm ready.
That's how I was like the first time I was streaming. I was waiting for people to ask questions. I was just like, shouldn't this like play out differently? Thoughts on everyone being butthurt over Cyberpunk? People were being butthurt.
Yeah, I heard about that. I didn't look into it, but apparently I don't know if it's the same thing he's referring to though. Could be wrong.
What is it?
There's someone had a problem with some kind of representation in the game.
Oh, like you could change your character or something, or their gender on the fly or something.
Something about like the box art being like a bald white dude again, and they're not really liking that too much.
I did not box art.
Well,
that makes no sense.
It made me laugh.
Geek's reaction is what's killing me right now.
So it's like, so business as usual. That's nothing new. Like, all right.
A bunch of games would be like bad. I think it was something else.
I'm sorry, but it's like, but I'm still waiting for a black protagonist in Final Fantasy. I think I'm gonna be waiting forever. But so I was like, well, that's really not a reason to not like Cyberpunk. I mean, they do have black people in it and other races of people.
Yeah, and your character is customizable, so it doesn't have to be that guy on the cover.
Yeah.
CG Projekt Red isn't really like that, but to me, I'm okay. So there's chicks in the game, okay. There we go.
Pretty sure you can make your character a chick too. I don't really understand it.
Yeah, me either, but who knows? Next question we have from Jugs. What are your opinions on difficulty spikes, all three of you? Okay, so me, I don't like them, especially when they're so big that it jars you and it stops the flow of the gameplay and story. That's pretty bad. So, yeah, your thoughts, Shifty?
I think for me, it depends on the game. If I'm playing an RPG with a difficulty spike is mathematically impossible for me to do well in that situation, then I hate it. But if it's a game like, say, Cuphead or Castlevania, then I'm then I'm kind of all right with it because I was expecting that to happen eventually, and all I have to do is just play better, not like it's me messing up, not because my numbers are low.
You, Geek?
I'm gonna have to agree with Shifty again, but slightly different. It's because if it fits into the game, I'm good with it. So, say if you're fighting a boss and like you said, you're at the end of the game, and then all of a sudden it doubles in power. Okay, I can understand that. I can go back out and grind or get some weapons. But if it's just hard to be hard for no reason, I do have rage moments too. So I don't really particularly like that. When it just
I
hard
know
to
quit games.
That's what happened with Ni no Kuni. I was playing it, And when you get your third character, like the difficulty spiked. I like to level up at least 2 or 3 levels above level when I'm playing an RPG. And I'm playing it, and then they were like 3 or 4 levels ahead of me. And I said, I'm gonna have to really take the time out from what I'm doing and level up just to compete with these people in the middle of the game. So that's why I haven't went back to play that one.
Okay. So next question, what are your thoughts on the chances of getting Breath of the Wild sequel released with the Switch revision? All right, well, if it's a Pro, I would do it. If it's a Mini, heck no. So, okay, for a Pro, I think it needs to happen. Hopefully, it's like before we get Animal Crossing and all our islands get destroyed when we get the new Switch, but it needs to happen. And I think, another Zelda Breath of the Wild would be a good starting game. But I'm all for it. I mean, I'm not all for spending more money, but the Switch is sometimes very underpowered.
Right.
But I love it. So.
Yeah. I'm pretty much in the same boat. It would have to be a Pro for me to care.
Yeah, I'm not doing no minis.
Yeah. The mini's not a big enough difference for me to like. I guess it's cool for people who don't own one, but if you already own one, there's like no point.
Cute. I mean, like the concept I've seen for it, it's cute. But is it practical? Heck no.
Like, is it enough for me to go, hey, I want to spend $300 for this slightly smaller design? No.
It has to be way less than 3.
Like, it's just not worth it for that much money.
All right, next question. Give the hottest takes that you 3 have ever said. My hottest take is that difficulty in Dark Souls and, Sakura are done badly because it's a cheap way to do difficulty. That was my hottest take. So, doesn't give you any room to grind, doesn't give you any room to do anything. It just death after death after death. I can't do that.
Well,
so that one caused much stir. So.
Right. I mean, I think it's like obvious. Like I disagree with it, but I mean, I think you're used to hearing that when it comes to that opinion.
Oh, yeah, I had this whole debate on OJ's podcast about it. Whew, it got pretty intense.
I remember that.
I'm up for the challenge. Nobody's ever said this, so I am gonna say this. And those Dark Soul, Bloodborne people, they defend like the game's difficulty to like a religion. Like it has to have hard bosses. The harder, the better. We need some butt whipping. They're like,
Right. I mean, all right. Well, I don't know. I'm someone who likes the challenge sometimes. Like one day I want to go play just a little Kirby game and have a relaxing time, and then some days I want to get beat up and make me learn a game in a way. But
it doesn't help you learn the game. It just helps you get to the next point, and then some guy like.
Well, I'll disagree, but I mean, hey, who cares? But what's that?
Something to say?
I mean, what I was gonna say is that I feel like if it's done right, it does help you learn the game because that's what. Like I grew up on Castlevania, so like Castlevania kind of forces that kind of mentality, where if you're not willing to learn and play differently for certain situations, you're just gonna die repeatedly if you try doing the same things over and over. Fighting games are kind of like the same way. Or like if you do the same things over and over in a fighting game, that person's gonna learn how you fight, and then you just lose.
But like ridiculously hard games for no reason, they don't really give you an option to, or they don't really give you a chance to learn, because you just get bodied every time. Well, I see your point.
Yeah, it's a different kind of mindset kind of thing. Because like if I lose in a game of Smash or if I lose in a boss fight or something, it's gonna be. Why is that so funny? Hello?
I'm sorry. Continue. I'm sorry.
Well, what I was gonna say is like if I lose in a boss fight or something, typically my reaction is why did I lose, and then learn what I did wrong in that fight. So I try like it's kind of like if I fight a boss that's like 10 levels ahead of me, why did I lose? Oh, because he's 10 levels ahead of me. Let me fix that problem by becoming 10 levels higher than him, or something like that.
Like ridiculously hard games, like Cuphead, you can't grind. Dark Souls, I don't know if you could grind. I don't think so.
You could grind, yeah.
But it's like a lose on that point.
Yeah, so, I guess when it comes to that, it's just more of like, oh, this boss does this particular movement, and when he does that, he's open. Okay, so I'll just wait for it to happen, and then I'll walk in and hit him a few times and walk away. That's typically how they go.
My thing was pretty much they should have like an easy mode on Dark Souls.
I feel like easy mode.
Yeah,
I feel like when it comes to Dark Souls specifically, easy mode is just grinding.
Yeah, but it's like, who cares the way I play? It's my play session.
I mean, that's my thing. I don't really care either way. Like, if I want the challenge, I'll go for the challenge, But
all right, and your controversials, like most.
Yeah, my controversial one will probably be that I feel that games that sacrifice gameplay in order to sort of focus on a more cinematic storytelling are not well. Like, I'm not big on those games because I feel like you can tell a really good story. You could tell, like, in my opinion, you could tell a really good story without having to force a certain camera perspective.
Oh, that is true. That's true.
Like, for that reason, I don't get as much into them as like a lot of other people do.
Okay, valid. And you, Geek?
I have two.
Ooh.
One isn't games, and one is. The first one is I did a video about 3 months ago, and it was about anime, and it's been a long time thing I've been saying for the longest, and I got a lot of heat from it. I didn't expect to, but I did. That Piccolo is not black. 5 reasons why Piccolo is not black. And I am into a whole bunch of like Facebook groups and stuff. And these are predominantly black groups and other geek groups and stuff. And one person took it off twice. Like they took the video off. Like, and I'm like, so you're mad of my opinion in my 7-minute video that Piccolo is not black. And I give you reasons why he's not black. And one person, she messaged me and said, you're just tearing down things and I don't believe it. I'm like, but I didn't say anything bad. I just gave you reasons why he's not black.
He's green.
Huh?
He's green.
Yeah, that's one. Yeah, that's a main one. The main one she didn't like is because I told her, I said in the video, that it's no way on Namek, planet Namek, that this man is going to be Goku's gone for 7 years and he ain't going to be creeping into Chi-Chi's room. That's it. And I guess that didn't bode over well, but it is what it is. Like both of y'all said, that's my personal opinion about it. A lot of people always get upset, but then my thing is it too, then make a video about it or do a blog if you have an opinion for a person to do the same thing. And secondly, with games, it was recently, it was last year, about Banjo. I said Banjo confirmed, and I took a tweet that Phil Spencer did from like about 6 months before, a year ago, so about 18 months ago altogether, that he said, I'm willing to put Banjo in if Nintendo's willing to do it. And this is when they started forming this relationship. I got so much hate. I got 60 people that liked it, the video, but 50 people disliked the video. You don't know what you're talking about. Somebody looked and said, oh, you don't know. You're a Sonic fan. Shut the, I got really cussed out on this video. And I'm like, but they did the same thing with Mega Man. I forgot the creator of Mega Man's name, but he said if Nintendo wants him in, I'm willing to let him in, and well, he got in. So why wouldn't Banjo, who did make games on Nintendo, have not couldn't get in? People didn't like that.
A lot of people predicted Banjo.
Yeah.
Like, I don't see a backlash because a lot of people are like, oh, Banjo, let's hope for Banjo. Let's get out our banjos and play it.
I think because a lot of people at the time, and maybe it's a little obvious, but I'm always like in the Smash community, and like before Banjo got announced, everyone was like, "No, it's gonna be Steve or Master Chief."
Kind of wish it was Master Chief.
So I think it was just like there was like a war going on between the fan base, like, "Yo, which Microsoft character is gonna get in?"
Well, at least it wasn't Steve. Let's all agree on that.
All right.
Yeah.
So, okay. Well, that was interesting. I did not know. Piccolo, he's green, but okay. Next question. Hold on, I have to scroll up a bit. Have you ever played Banjo-Kazooie? Me personally, no. I could. I have Xbox Game Pass. Does it have it? I don't know.
You have Game Pass for PC?
Yeah.
I don't think it's there yet, but I think it's planned to be there.
Is it on Steam?
It's not, because it's on Rare Replay, and I think right now that's just Xbox One, and I think it's supposed to come to PC later.
I thought I was gonna sneeze. Anyways, I will play it if I stream it, because if I stream it, then I'll have to play it. Like, but on my own, maybe I'm a little kind of platforms aren't my forte kind of thing, but I do still enjoy them. But I'm not really as good as I would like to be. Anywho, y'all's thoughts on Iceborne? It's the Monster Hunter World DLC, Iceborne.
Is that what it is? Because I don't recognize the name.
I think that's what it is, and since he likes Monster Hunter World, I'm guessing so. I'm hyped for it whenever it comes out. There was like literally one ice level in Monster Hunter World, so more will be nice. More content. Too bad it isn't free, but I got kind of comfortable with free DLC on Monster Hunter. So, anyways, I'm hyped. And that's not a question. Thoughts on who Final 2 Smash DLC fighters are? Final 2, I would like to say, I really don't know. It's anybody's guess at this point. We got Banjo, we got Joker. You should see the roster now. It's diversity.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Could be.
He knows.
What?
He knows. You know.
I mean, I hear things, but that's like as far as I can say.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was Travis.
Oh yeah.
I could see that because they've been focusing a lot on games that are going to come out for the Switch, or people who've been on the Switch or on Nintendo, excuse me. So I could see something like that just to help their sales and stuff. That's usually what they do. Or even Astral Chains. They might have a character from that. Like the guy and the girl. They can do that.
I want to be near Automata. She will be my main for all time.
She's in Soul Calibur, I think, right?
She's been around, but she needs to be in Smash.
Okay, I mean,
Isaac and Lynn, but that's not gonna happen.
I mean, yeah, I think as much as I do. I'd love that too, but I would also love Travis, but I feel like they treat Travis like he's this kind of indie character.
Take the whole game seriously.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, you still have like Deadpool and like Marvel Ultimate Alliance or something, so they can have Travis, and he can actually kind of have fun with the trailer and whatnot, just being like, "Oh, look, I made it into this game," or just,
yeah, I can see that. I can see that.
Like, he can announce himself if he wanted to.
Knocking on the camera.
Yeah, that's why like every No More Heroes trailer, he's talking to the camera.
So, where is the camera?
Yeah. So
in Mario 64, you saw the camera around you.
Just be locked to, just following Travis around.
That would be cool. I thought that was neat how they did the camera thing, 64.
Yeah, and if you saw your reflection in that one room, you could see him behind you.
Yeah, they would be like, "Oh, how is this happening? Oh, there's a camera around him. That's why."
Yeah.
So, And Kiwi said oof. Well, I hope we got the right question. And play Banjo Kazooie and you'll change your tune. Haha, like a banjo.
And a kazoo.
Playing today for the first time in years and it holds up amazingly. Where are you playing it from? Maybe I got PlayStation, Switch.
It's either going to be an Xbox or an emulator.
I mean, at that point, you might as well just get the. I don't know if Steam has it. I have to go and see.
I don't think it does, but I could be wrong.
Okay. And what editing software do you guys use? Well, I use Sony Vegas 15. It's expensive, but it is worth it. But I think there's a free one. I forgot what it was called. I don't know. But I started off with Vegas 14 because a friend had a code and he graciously let me use it. So I had like a good editor from the start, even though I didn't know how to use it. But, So yeah. What about you, Shifty?
We got a Adobe Premiere Pro.
Yeah, he got it from a person who knows a person.
Yeah.
And Geek?
Adobe Premiere.
Oh man, you guys need to get comfy with Sony Vegas.
Adobe gang.
Yeah. Once I went Adobe, I don't know if I can go back now. I got the package, but they just doubled the price. I don't really like that.
I hate the month-to-month thing. I'd just rather pay for something and have it. Like I recently got Photoshop, and it's like every month or.
See, I got that in the package. They give me every Adobe program for what is it? It was $30 a month, and then the contract was over, the year contract. So then now they charging me $60. So
a month.
A month. They send me these things all the time, talking about like right before my bill comes out, they'll be like, "Oh, okay. Oh, Quinton, do you want to get such and such? Do you want to lower your payments?" So then when I click the link, it's like, "Oh, you have to pay off the remaining balance, and then we'll allow you to do the 30." So I'm just like, I'll just stay to the 60 for now until the next few months. I've gotten used to it. I can't let it go now. I use Audacity for music too. It's worth it, but I am with you, Mandy. I wish I could buy it straight out. That would be easier.
I remember when I was looking at the prices for Photoshop, and there was like a ask somebody help thing. So I typed in, "Do you have any discounts for YouTubers?" And the lady straight out said no. Like they have discounts for students, but not like YouTubers who literally use it all the time. And yeah, that was just, at least I tried. So yeah, pretty expensive, but it's a good investment to your channel if you're really into it. I forgot the free version. It has like this cool like Italian name.
Oh wait, you're not talking about Sony. You're talking about a different program.
Yeah, for a free version, if anybody wants to try that.
Was it DaVinci Resolve?
Yeah, DaVinci Resolve. That
Adobe
one is
has free versions too, but they're old, and then a lot of they'll just like crash, because I had Adobe Premiere 2.0 before I decided to spend the money, and Photoshop CS2, you can go on their website and still find them, but they are really dated. But if you just want it for free, you can get it.
Yeah, or you could know a guy who knows a guy.
True.
I have like half of my things.
Oh, or iMovie if you have an iPhone. Like some of my videos I make through iMovie. I could just clip it together. Those are usually my casuals or my vlog videos. Because I'm already using my phone, might as well. But it's not like connected to Windows. So you have to have an Apple or Mac to use the full thing, but your phone could do pretty much what you need if you have an iPhone. Like bada bing, bada boom, boom, boom.
See, Jugs has a question for us.
Mm-hmm.
It says, what games did you previously hated, but after playing it, you started liking it?
I have
really
one.
these.
I have one already.
Oh, go ahead.
All right, so I'll start us off. Dark Souls. The first time I ever played Dark Souls, I was that guy who got really salty and hated the game because I kept dying, not realizing there's such thing as a stamina bar. And then, and then when I finally went back to playing it, I understood. Oh, there's a stamina system. Oh, I can't just swing madly. I have to take my time and play smart and not just play like a regular hack and slash. And then from that point forward, I actually really liked the game. It basically just felt like 3D Castlevania to me, so I treated it as such.
And Geek?
I have two again. Final Fantasy. I hated Final Fantasy. I remember my best friend at the time, playing first Final Fantasy. I said, what is this crap? I want to play Sonic 2 because Sonic 2 and Sonic Knuckles was out. And I was like, I don't want to read. Like, why am I reading in a video game? And I was very angry. And then one friend, I moved and then to a little small place in California, little town. And then one of my neighbors, he's an only child too. He brought a shoebox over one summer. And in the shoebox, he said, play these. So, his voice was like this. He goes, play these, Quinton. And he drops it on my bed. And inside of this box was 6 Super Nintendo games: Earthbound, Final Fantasy VI, Chrono Trigger, Secret of Mana, Secret of Evermore, and Earthbound. And that literally changed my life. And I've been stuck on RPGs for forever. And then number 2, Shifty, was Smash Brothers. I hated Smash Brothers at first because I was a Mario Party guy because I was good. Like, I'm good in Monopoly and I'm good at Mario Party because I talk a little crap, while I'm playing, yada, yada, yada. And they both came around at the same time. So we were going to rent. A bunch of me and my friends used to go to this little store and rent them, the games. And everybody was like, Smash Brothers is fun. I want to play this. And I was pissed because, like, y'all just don't want to lose to me in Mario Party. But what happened was I end up really falling in love with Smash Brothers, and it's one of my favorite Nintendo games. I'm not that good right now, but I still love it.
We'll get you good. We'll get you good.
Okay, and mine has to be Hollow Knight. I didn't like it because the whole Metrovania thing, I was lost. I didn't know what to do. It was kind of difficult at some points, but then I remember my sister got it, and she was ahead of me, and I couldn't live that down. So I got good at it, and I ended up loving the game. So, yeah. I don't let my sister beat me in anything. Well, game related.
That's a good motivation.
She's past me. Trying to put this in my dish. So, yeah. All right. Are those all the questions?
I think so.
All right. So I guess we'll end it here. Does your sister have a Switch too? Yes, she does. I convinced her to get one. And now she's mad because Animal Crossing is 2020. I'm like, I'm sorry. So, yeah. I got her to play Cuphead because she likes really difficult games. I'm like, okay. She bypass every other game and go to, like, the hard. So, she's, playing Cuphead now.
I guess she just likes the challenge.
I don't know. It's like, that was the weirdest thing. My sister's gaming, like, taste in gaming. I was like, what? I had, like, some RPGs, some different kinds of games to, like, lend her. And she goes, I want hard games. Pokemon is too easy. Okay. Damn, girl. I didn't know you go that way.
Give her the Dark Souls, the Cupheads, the Castlevanias.
Yeah, but I don't know. So, yeah, that was the end of it. Anyways, we're going to end it here. Got that awkward silence. It's okay. It's not awkward if you don't point it out, and I just pointed it out.
Awesome.
So, okay. We're going to do our outros. Geek, you go first.
Okay.
Where can they find you?
Well, I'm Geek. your friendly neighborhood geek. I make videos Monday through Friday, usually geek news, where I cover video games, primarily RPGs and Nintendo, entertainment, anime, sprinkle a little bit of comedy, and I started streaming more, so I'm doing about two to 3 times a week now, depending on my schedule. I'm also on Twitch now under the Geek Show because, well, YouTube had that issue last week. But you guys can find me there, and I am on Twitter as well under the Geek Show.
All right, and all their links are in the description down below. Their Twitter, and I just got your YouTube, not your Twitch. But is that okay?
Oh, that's good. There was the silence again. My bad. That's good.
All right. Well, and Shifty, where can they find you?
Well, on Twitter, you can find me at Shifty is me. I had to word it in such a weird way because someone already took my YouTube name, so I had to find a way around that. But I do mostly Nintendo content, Nintendo competitive content in a way. I used to play ARMS a lot, even though I was like the only guy in the world who was playing that game. I play Pokken, Smash Brothers. Every Friday I stream myself playing Smash Brothers with people in the chat. So feel free to come on by if you're interested in playing some games. And yeah, I cover all types of things. I just did a video recently about my first impressions on Luigi's Mansion and Link's Awakening.
Okay, sounds good. And you know where to find me. And if you're new, please subscribe. I'm a Nintendo channel who does regular videos, live streams, and this podcast that's, picking up steam. So subscribe if you're not subscribed, and like if you liked, all that stuff. Anyways, so I'm bad at outros. Anywho, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. And what day is it? Oh, Sunday. I hope you guys have a wonderful day and enjoy your weekend with Father's Day. So happy Father's Day to any fathers. And that's it. So with all that being said, I'm going to repeat myself. You can follow me on Twitter at MandyleePlays. I hope you guys have a wonderful day and play a good game. Bye.
All right, everybody. Peace.
Later.